Okay, you guys had that worksheet, and at the very first question, yes, Joshua, is someone close to the door? Thank you, Mathayo. Okay, at 1.1, you guys, I need you to concentrate because this is in the exam. At 1.1, yeah, well, you please, take the yellow one. It says, determine the equation of the following lines. Okay, so we know that the formula of a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c. So we said we first start with getting that c value, and that is our y-intercept. So where does this line cut through? Yeah. Where does it cut through the y-axis? At how much? At minus 3. Oopsie, sorry. Right. You guys fine with that? Okay, but now we need the gradient. Okay. We said gradient is equal to the difference of y over the difference in x. Okay, now you could have used two coordinates, or I taught you guys that shortcut. No. Did you use the longer method? Did you guys use the longer method or the shortcut? Okay. So if you use the longer method, the coordinates that you would have used is where x is 0 and y is minus 3. And the second one is where x is 3 and y is 0. No. Okay, so you would say minus 3 minus 0 over 0 minus 3. That's going to give you minus 3 over minus 3. Or, those of you that did the shortcut, you would have gotten directly to 3 over 3. And that means that your gradient would be 1. Okay, so if you had to write this final equation, you would say y is equal to 1x, or just x, minus 3. Any questions? You guys good? Okay, can I skip? Hands up, you're still copying? Okay. Shh. Are you done? Sorry? Okay. Right, at B. Again. Y is equal to mx plus c. Let's start with that c value. Where does it cut through my y-axis? Not 1. It cuts at 2. Right? Okay, so now we want to work out the gradient. What's my two coordinates? Where x is minus 1 and y is 0. And where x is 0 and y is 2. That's the two coordinates that I'm using. Okay, so difference in y will be 0 minus 2. Difference in x will be minus 1 minus 0. Sorry? Oh, so it would be minus 2 over minus 1, which means that gradient will be just 2. Okay, so your final answer would then be y is equal to 2x plus 2. Yeah. Yeah. Minus 2, minus 2. Yeah, you should have gotten to the same gradient. Did you? Yeah, it's good. Yeah. They could either give you the coordinates like they did at question 1.2 and 1.3, or they can give you the picture like they did in 1.1, and then you've got to get the points from there. It's a bit confusing, so you've got to read it very carefully. The C is the y-intercept. Okay. Okay, but wait, we're gonna get there still, so hold on. Okay, anyone else still copying? Can I skip? Okay, right, now we at C. So y is equal to mx plus c. Let's get that y value first, the y-intercept, because that's my c value. And it cuts this graph at 4. So plus 4. Everyone fine with that? Okay, now we need the gradient. So gradient will be, which coordinates are we going to use? We're going to use where x is 4 and y is 0, and where x is 0 and y is 4. Okay, right. So difference in y will be 0 minus 4 over 4 minus 0. And that's going to give me minus 4 over positive 4, which means that m would be minus 1. Does it look like a negative gradient if you look at that picture? Yes. Okay, so my final answer will be y is equal to, and instead of m, I'm going to say minus 1x, or you could just say minus x, and then plus 4. You fine? Any questions, people? You sure? I'm not setting up, so sorry. Okay, right. Can I skip? Guys, finish writing. Right, you guys done? Can I skip? We still copying? No one. Okay. D. Y is equal to mx plus c. That's the equation of a straight line. Let's first get that c value. So it would be y is equal to mx. And where does it cut through the y-axis? At positive 2. Go. Now we've got to get the gradient. And that would be difference in y over difference in x. But let's see which coordinates are we going to use. It cuts at where x is 0 and y is 2. And then it doesn't show very nice where it cuts through the x-axis. So the next point that I'm going to use is where x is 2 and y is minus 4. Can you see it's still on that line? Have a look at your picture. X is 2 and y is minus 4. Because it cuts there exactly. Do you see? Remember, to work out gradient, you could use any point on that line. Any 2 points. And your answer will always be the same. Okay. So don't worry if you didn't use 2 and minus 4. Your answer will still be the same as mine. Okay, so difference in y. I'm going to say 2 minus the minus 4 over 0 minus 2. That means that gradient will be 6 over minus 2, and that gives me a minus 3. Okay, so those of you that used a different point, did you still get minus 3? Good. Okay, so your final answer here should be y is equal to minus 3x and then plus 2. Have a look. Does it look like a negative gradient on your picture? Yeah. Does it look like a negative gradient? Is it facing the right way? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Any other questions here? Okay, now I'm going to 1.2. I have to quickly go out of this slide. Anyone still copying here? I want to show you